So once we have set up our settings, now we can finally import our references. We do like to remind people, so if you are using Covidence, it is kind of best practice to use a citation manager first. So basically, looking up your search through databases and then organizing all your references within one of the citation managers. So I think a frequently one used for Covidence because of systematic reviews is EndNote, but you can also use SciWheel, Mendeley, or Zotero. So once you have downloaded all of those references into your citation manager, you can remove duplicates, and typically most of the citation managers are a lot better at removing duplicates than Covidence will be. Covidence does a little bit of duplicate removal, but it's not as systematic in the way that a citation manager would be. So we do recommend that, using your citation manager for collecting all those references. Also, another plug for citation managers, we'll see it very briefly in the full text review, but you will need to do a bulk upload of full text PDFs. And it's a lot easier to grab full text articles from citation managers than going individually one by one within databases. So if you have, if you're using your citation manager without, it will just help to streamline the process even more. Okay, so then once you have imported all your references, just a little background, because we don't really cover citation managers in this class, but if you do have a specific citation manager question, definitely reach out to Emily or I, or you can attend one of our citation manager classes. But just to give you a little background here, before you import references into Covidence, you'll need to export it from your citation manager, and then within Covidence, you'll go into import, and then you'll have to click which phase that you want to import into. So we're going to do title and abstract phase, which is called the screen phase. And then we'll browse. We'll want to make sure that we're using either an XML or our RIS format. So make sure that you're using one of that. Just to note, within the new PubMed, you can no longer export as an XML format. So just something to note there too. So then you'll go to browse, you'll click the file that you want to import into Covidence, and then click open, import. And then for simplicity, I just imported 5 references just so you would see the process of what it looks like. But you may have a lot more references, which does take some time. Covidence does have a maximum that I find they usually will max out after a couple thousand references. So you may need to do multiple uploads in that case if you're finding that Covidence is unable to import your references. Okay, so from here we can see our history import. You can also go into view details to view more of your import history. Covidence will tell you how many articles were added to our title and abstract phase. They'll also show you how many references total you initially imported. It will show you how many duplicates it removed. And then for here, so you can check your duplicates. So if you want to just double check, which I always recommend, just to make sure that the reference that Covidence removed as a duplicate is in fact a duplicate. So you'll be able to see a side-by-side panel here with both of those references. If you do see a discrepancy here and you decide that this is actually not a duplicate, you can say not a duplicate and it will move it back into your Covidence project. And then you can also go into view details again. If you have not yet started screening these references, you can click undo this import. Unfortunately, if you have already started to screen those articles, that you can't undo that import. If for some reason you ended up not wanting to screen all of those references, but you've already started, you would pretty much have to create a whole new Covidence project. So something to note there, just to make sure that you do want all of those references before you start screening.